This is my first video weblog, and the date is March 9th, 2009. Today, just ended up going and I was at a funeral home for a little bit this afternoon, visiting with a family. And as I was visiting with them, it was just a family that was going through mourning, going through the steps of grieving and loss. It truly was an ordeal. One of those situations that we don't like to find ourselves in, where there's so much pain and so much that goes on. And the funny thing is, you can tell families that don't deal well with pain versus families that have gone through loss and mourning before. And the difference is typically this: those who don't have the experience of dealing with pain deal with pain in unusual and awkward ways. But those who are used to seeing pain and dealing with it deal with it in a way that is healthy and yet full of compassion and full of love and grace. And that's commonplace. I've found that more often than not. One of the families that I was ministering to when I was a youth pastor was going through a terrible time with the loss of their son, who had committed suicide. It was a sad day. It was sad for all of us. But on top of it, they were dealing with it in such a way that was unhealthy, that the boy's sister was just really hurt, and she was reaching out in a way that was kind of unusual, in the way that she kind of grieved. But it was part of the grieving process for her. And I wouldn't want to take that away from her, but I would like to say this. You know, it is hard to see people dealing with pain, but I think it's even harder for us as Christians to take on some of that pain. And sometimes we like to kind of brush it away, and we don't really want to talk about it or deal with it. You know, back when Jesus was around, in his day and age, there would be a thing called a shiva, which was their process for a funeral. And a shiva basically means to sit in quiet. And during their particular shiva, it would last between 3 to 5 days. And people would come over to the residence where a loved one had passed away, and they would simply sit, and they would wait. And if one of the family members of the mourning family would speak to somebody, well, of course, you took the opportunity to speak with them, to talk with them, to take an opportunity to get to know them and talk about their pain and some of the things that they go through. And that was a healthy way to go about it. And I think that we can learn from that example, that when people have pain, it's healthy to talk about the memories that you share of the ones that you've lost. It's healthy to talk about those things and not brush them underneath. And I think that's what we're being called to do as a Christian community, to reach out and do more of that. Those are just my thoughts, and this is just simply one guy's look at some of the things that we're going through in our faith community at Amboy Friends. And I would encourage you that if you want to be a part of that, if you'd like to get to know more about that, you can simply email me using one of the links here on this same page. Other than that, you can comment on this blog pretty easily by clicking on one of the links down below. Other than that, those are my thoughts for today. Take care, God bless, and may the grace of God go with you.